it, no? So we will finish this nervous system today.
Okay.
So yesterday I was talking about reflex arc. So what is reflex action? Reflex action is the sudden response without any, decision making. All of a sudden, like you are ironing your dress, and all of a sudden you touch the hot iron. What you will do? You, without making any decision, you will just withdraw your hand. So sudden withdrawal of the hand when you touch a hot object, or all of a sudden when you look at a bright light, you start blinking. So these are the reflex actions which are not in the direct control of the conscious part of the brain. What is a reflex arc? Yesterday I told you this is the reflex arc. If you will see, there is a hot object, you are touching the hot object, and the impulse. What is impulse? Free mobile sodium and potassium ions. Your skin is the receptor which receives the stimulus. What is a stimulus? The heat is the stimulus. The skin will receive the heat, and the sodium and potassium ions trigger, and they start moving on the sensory nerve, which is made up of bunch of sensory neurons, where to the central nervous system. So this is the brain and the spinal cord part where the information is processed, and the response will come to the relay neuron. And the relay neuron will drop the response in the form of the free mobile ions to the motor neurons, motor nerves. So what motor nerve is made up of? Motor nerve is made up of bunch of motor neurons. So now the response is coming to your effectors. What are effectors? Your muscles and the glands in our body. So as soon as the muscles will get the command, the response, they will contract, and you will just, with a jerk, you will withdraw your hand. So this complete pathway through which the stimulus is received and the response is coming back to the effector is called a reflex arc. So look at this, a simple scheme. So this is the receptor. It can be any sense organ which will receive the stimulus, and the sodium and potassium ions are going via sensory neuron to your relay neuron, and relay neuron to the motor neuron, and back to your effectors to show the response. This is how it works. So this was yesterday's discussion. Another one, there is a pricking sensation, mosquito bite, or somehow unconsciously you are pricked with a pin. So the stimulus is the pin, or the pricking of by the pin, which is taken up by the receptor. What is receptor? Your skin is the receptor. And the impulse in the form of the sodium and potassium ions, now it is traveling via sensory neuron to your central nervous system. So this region is the central nervous system. The response via central nervous system will come to the relay neuron. The relay neuron will drop the response to the motor neuron, and the motor neuron will bring the response to your muscles, and you will suddenly, if it was the mosquito, you will start rubbing your skin, or if it was a pin, you will start rubbing your skin, and you will see what happens. So that is your response. This is called chain of events. You have to make the chain of events like this. So this is in general chain of events, and we have to make the chain of event with a specific example. Like stimulus is received by receptor, then the stimulus, then the free mobile ions are making their way to the sensory neuron, from sensory neuron to the central nervous system, then relay neuron, motor neuron, effector, and response. So the example is, the example of the stimulus, let's say, this time I'm using a specific example. So let's say the stimulus is the bright light falling in your eyes. So the stimulus is the light. Who is the receptor? Eye is the receptor. And then from eye, the impulse will move via sensory neuron. So sensory neuron. From sensory neuron, it will be going to your central nervous system. From central nervous system, the response now is generated to the relay neuron. From relay neuron, it comes to the motor neuron. From motor neuron, it comes to your iris muscles. Iris is this thing. This is your eye. This is iris. This round black color thing is iris, and right in the middle of the iris, there is a small spot or hole. So this thing is iris, the round coin sort of thing in the middle of our eye is the iris. So iris muscles are the effectors. And what is the response? Pupil constriction. What is pupil? This is small spot in the middle. It becomes smaller. In the bright light, the iris muscles will contract and this spot will become smaller. In the dim light, the iris muscles will relax and this spot pupil will become wider. So this is a specific example with the bright light. With the bright light. Similarly, touching the hot object, what will be the stimulus? Heat is the stimulus. Who is the receptor? Skin is the receptor. And then the same sensory neuron. Sensory neuron, the impulse will be moving to central nervous system. Central nervous system to relay neuron. From relay neuron to my handwriting is becoming very poor because I'm writing freehand. That's why. Motor neuron, and motor neuron to your hand muscles. And what will be the response? Withdrawal of hand. Withdrawal of your hand. So in this way, whatever the example will come, Hiba, you will make the chain of events accordingly. Just the stimulus and the receptor and the effector and response. These will change. Stimulus, receptor, effector, and response. These will change. The rest will remain same.
Okay.
Copy on.
All right. All right, done.
Okay. Okay. So now let's see what we have. I can't change the slide. What's wrong? Amazing. That's it. No more slides. Oh, no more. Okay. So this slide is done. Okay. Now I'm going to another slide, that is eye. We have got eye. Just give me 1 minute. Let me take out the slide of the eye. So eye is the sensory organ, receptor. So we have the detailed structure of and function of human eye. Okay, Hiba. So human eye. So this is how a very small portion of our eye is exposed. And the major part, the eye is just like a ping pong ball. So the major part of the eye is hidden inside our, skull. The major part is inside our skull. And only a small portion is visible. So in this small portion, you can see that there is this white color part. So this white color part is called sclera. This black color is actually a hole. So this hole is called pupil. It controls how much light should get inside our eye. And then this brown color ring is the iris muscle, iris. And all over the eye, which we cannot see, but all over the eye, there is a glassy, transparent layer. Okay, this glassy, transparent layer is cornea. And above the cornea, there is a transparent membrane. There is a transparent membrane to protect the cornea and to protect the entry of germs. So this transparent layer is called conjunctiva. Conjunctiva. So the white color portion, there is a whole, rounded inside the eye. There is a white color ping pong ball, you can say. So that white color thick leathery layer is sclera. The hole in the middle is the pupil. Around the pupil, there is a ring of muscles called iris. Over the eye, there is a glassy transparent layer called cornea. And over the cornea, there is a thin membrane for protection that is called conjunctiva. Now see. Let's see the different parts of the eye. Now look at this. So each and every part we have to know the function. So I told you that this white color layer you can see over here is sclera. So this entire rounded white color layer all around the eye, this thing, this entire white color thing, making a rounded structure. This is our sclera. So and sclera is protecting the inner layers. And then you can see in front of the sclera, this is that glassy layer. This is that glassy layer which is called cornea. Which is called cornea. And over the cornea, the conjunctiva is not visible. Over here, it's not mentioned, but this is conjunctiva. This is conjunctiva. So conjunctiva, how it is actually, this is our eyelid, upper eyelid and eyelashes. This is the lower eyelid and eyelashes. So the conjunctiva is starting on the underside of the upper eyelid, coming in front of the cornea like this, and ending in the underside of the lower epidermis. Sorry, epidermis. Underside of the eyelid, lower eyelid. Acha. Then this is your cornea, the glassy layer. It is transparent and it allows the light rays to can pass through it. And then you can see this brown color layer I was showing you. So this is iris. Iris is just like a coin, a ring of muscles. And right in the middle of the iris, this black color hole is called pupil. Acha. Then come to the next layer. Under is sclera. This is sclera. Under is sclera, this layer. This layer, which I'm coloring with red. This layer is not marked over here, labeled over here, but this red color layer is called choroid. Choroid. And the choroid is the one which contain blood vessels, because we need oxygen and the nutrients and the vitamins for the nourishment of our eye. So the blood is coming. Sometimes our eyes become red. Why? Because the blood circulation, for some reason, if it increases in the choroid, you can see the reflection over here. Then this choroid, when it comes, here, this spot of the choroid and this spot of the choroid, they are called this spot, and this spot especially. They are called ciliary muscles. Ciliary muscles. Ciliary muscles give rise to the fiber sort of things like this, which are holding the lens. They are called suspensory ligaments. They are called suspensory ligaments. So suspensory ligaments are nothing but fibers, tissues, which are holding our lens. So this is our lens. Our lens is made up of thin tissues, transparent, stretchable, flexible, and the shape of the lens, this particular shape of the lens is called convex lens. Convex lens. So we have a convex lens. So choroid, the front side of the choroid has got ciliary muscles. Ciliary muscles give rise to the suspensory ligaments. Suspensory ligaments hold the lens at its place. बंद है कैमरा. Just 1 minute, Hiba. Achha. Then the last layer of our eye, which is light sensitive layer. The last layer is the light sensitive layer. You can see this white color line. This white color line. This is the light sensitive layer where image formation takes place, and this is called retina. This is called retina. So this last layer, this white color line is the retina where image formation takes place, and retina is made up of two types of specialized cells, rods and cones. Rods and cones are the two types of the specialized cells. Remember that C is for cones. So C is for color. They help in, understanding the color of the, whatever the image will form here. We are able to see the color because we have got cones to detect the color. Rods detect the light intensity. We can differentiate in between bright and dim light. Light intensity. Now, here, the retina will meet with our optic nerve. This is the nerve which is going to our brain. So whatever the image will form over here on your retina, the impulse in the form of the free mobile sodium potassium ions will go to your brain. Your brain will tell you what you are looking at, what is the image, what is the color, what is the size, and whatever the things you are looking at right now. Your brain is receiving the impulse from your retina. Now, this place where the optic nerve starts, here this point, this particular point is called a blind spot. Blind spot. So, blind spot does not contain rods. So, At this point, if any part of the image falls over here, that will be invisible to our eye. At one point in our eye, we all are blind. Why? Nobody knows why.
Miss, I'll be back in a minute. Back. Sorry, Miss, I went to close the door.
So above the blind spot, over retina, there is another spot. This is called fovea or yellow spot. And here we have most of the rods and cones. Most of the rods and cones are concentrated in this area. So the image is usually formed over here so that we can see the image clearly. Now, this inside part of the eye is not hollow or empty. This inside part of the eye is filled with a liquid, which is called vitreous body. So this is the liquid filled up inside the eye to keep the eye turgid or rounded. The liquid will keep a pressure on the eye so that our eye can remain in a very firm rounded shape. Acha. So this is the structure of our eye. Is this clear to you? You will see the class
Yes.
recording and then the notes are here. Everything is here.
Okay.
You will read the notes from here. Acha. Then how our eyes work. Accommodation. What is accommodation? Accommodation is how you can see the things clearly when the object is near or very far away from you. No matter, this is your eye. No matter you are looking at a near object or you are looking at object which is far away from you. How you can manage to make the image exactly over your retina. Exactly over your retina. Why? This process is called accommodation. When you are looking at a near object, suppose this is your eye. This is the retina. So when you are reading a book, the object is very closer to you. Your lens will become very much rounded and thicker. So the image formation will take place exactly over retina. Why? What is the reason behind it? How come the lens becomes so rounded in shape? The lens is held at place by means of suspensory ligaments. And the suspensory ligaments are attached with the ciliary muscles. So your suspensory ligaments relax and your ciliary muscles contract. Ciliary muscles contract, suspensory ligaments, when they will become loose, they just, cause the lens to become rounded in shape so that the image will form over retina. How the image formation is taking place. Now you look at this thing. How the image formation is taking place. The light rays are going to your eyes from the image. the light rays will pass through cornea, and when the light rays will enter the lens, they will bend. They will all bend and they will focus at one point. They will make a focus at one point. So this place, when the light rays are bending like this, the image will form over here, but the image will be much smaller in the original size of the object, and it is inverted in position. Why? Because see, this is the head of the image. So due to the bending of the light ray, it is going down. This is the foot of the image, and because of the bending of the light ray, it is going up. So the image becomes inverted and smaller in size. Why the image has become smaller in size? Because of the bending of light rays. But we are not seeing the things inverted. We are not seeing the things smaller in size. Because it is the function of our brain. It is the job of our brain. As soon as the impulse goes to your brain, then and there the brain will correct the picture. It makes it upright and in the right size. So when you are looking at the near object, the suspensory ligaments will relax, ciliary muscles will contract, and your lens will become very much rounded and thicker. And the light rays exactly focus on retina. And the image forms over here is much smaller in size and inverted. Make it opposite. Now you are looking at a distant object. Now you are looking at object which is far away from you. Now this time your lens will become very much thinner and stretched, so that the light rays which are coming from far away will focus exactly on retina like this. How come? This time your suspensory ligaments will contract. The suspensory ligaments will contract and they will stretch the lens, whereas the ciliary muscles remain relaxed. Ciliary muscles remain relaxed and suspensory ligaments will contract. Opposite will happen and your lens will become very much thinner and stretched. So this is how you accommodate the light rays coming from different distances and making the object exactly over retina, making the image of the object exactly over retina. Clear, Hiba?
Yes.
So here, written, you are looking at the near object, ciliary muscles contract, suspensory ligaments relax, your lens will become fatter. And when you are looking at a distant object, the ciliary muscles will relax, suspensory ligaments will contract, your lens will become stretched, thinner. Now see, pupil reflex is another thing. What is pupil reflex? When you are looking at a bright light, when you are looking at a bright light, your pupil will become smaller. The hole will become smaller. When you are looking at a bright light, your hole will become bigger. To protect the lens, because there is a lens behind your iris. This is iris. The lens is behind the iris. So if there is a very bright light, and if the pupil will not become smaller, just like a camera works, if it will not become smaller, the bright light might damage our lens. So how this thing is controlled? Now look at this. Look at this. So this is our iris. Our iris is made up of two sets of muscles. The muscles which are going along the circumference, rounded like this. The muscles which are going along the circumference, and the muscles which are going along the radius. Radial muscles and circular muscles. There are two sets of muscles, radial muscles and circular muscles. So when there is a bright light, your pupil will become very much smaller. Look at this. You are looking at the bright light, your pupil has become very much smaller. You know the reason why? Your circular muscles, the ones which are going in a circular ways along the circumference, they will contract. They will contract. Wait a minute. The circular muscles will contract. I'm talking about the iris muscles, and the radial muscles, the ones which are going along the radius, they will relax. So when the circular muscles will contract, the pupil will become smaller, so that less light rays can get inside, because you are looking at a bright light. The less light rays can get inside and your lens can remain protected. Make it opposite. You are looking at a dim light. So now opposite will happen. The circular muscles will relax. The radial muscles will contract. Your pupil dilates. More light gets inside your eye so that you can see the things clearly in the dim light. Have you ever seen the eyes of a cat in the bright light?
Yes.
So the eyes of the cat in the bright light is something like this. Like this. This is their pupil. Our pupil is rounded. Their pupil is like this. So in the bright light, their pupil has become so much thin and they are getting very less light. And usually they sleep when there is too much light. And at night, even when it is very much dark, their eyes will become this much bigger. So this is their pupil. Their pupil become this much dilated, so that they can take more and more light rays, so that this is the reason that they can see better in the dark than in the bright light, better than us, because they hunt at night. A small insect, a cockroach, is visible to them in the dark. Why? Because the pupil becomes so big that the minor light rays also they can catch. Clear?
Yes.
So this chapter, let's see if there is any slide or not. No more slides. This chapter is finished. This chapter is finished.
Okay.
So I think that's it. Let me see the. In unit 2, what we are left with. In unit 2, we are left only with human reproduction. Human reproduction. Reproductive system. So we will start. Reproductive system is something to understand, it's a complicated thing. Male reproductive system, female reproductive system, menstrual cycle, the entire cycle of the periods, and the conception of the pregnancy and all those things. This is something to understand. So inshallah, we will start this unit 2, chapter number 9 in the next class next week. And your one test was due. I was thinking that I will make the question paper, but I did not. I thought that I will give you more time to read more chapters. Okay, so take more chapters, read more. Like I gave you to do chapter number 1, 2, and 3, I think, but I would like you to take more chapters. So let's do
Okay.
chapter number 1, 2, 3, 4. Chapter number 4 is a big, huge chapter. Human digestion, fats, proteins, carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals, and then the process of digestion and all. You take time. Take the next week. Read 1, 2, 3, 4. How many chapters are there? 9, 10, 11. Unit 1 and Unit 2, 11 chapters are there. So we will divide them into 3 halves or 2
So first
halves.
4 chapters?
First 4 chapters, and then next test will be 5, 6, 7, and the test after that will be 8 and 9, something like that. I will split it up into 2, 3 tests.
All right,
So
got it.
we are going to finish reproduction part in the next class, and then I will start unit number 3. Okay, I'm going a bit faster. Now the rest of the thing you have to do, you have to study at home thoroughly. Keep on seeing online question papers are there. Keep on seeing the question paper. There are different sites where you will get the year-wise paper. Keep solving the question paper. It will be helpful for you for your test. All right, Hiba?
Okay. Yes.
So that's all. I will give you the slides
All
and the
right.
class recording in some time. Okay.
All
Allah
right.
Hafiz.
Allah
Bye-bye.
Hafiz.